Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now I'm so excited today. Today's video is a little different to what I normally make, but it's sort of like a little speculation video. If you guys don't follow Overwatch on their social media, well basically tomorrow on August the 22nd, Blizzard is releasing its next Overwatch animated short. Now it has been a while since the last one, which if you guys remember was called Honor and Glory, and that focused on Reinhardt's battle against the Omnics when he was younger, and of course that animated short introduced us to Brigitte, which we all know is now a much loved Overwatch hero. And basically what I noticed was Blizzard has released these animated shorts on a quite consistent timeline. So basically every year in August and November they will release one of these shorts. So I think you can expect the next short after this upcoming one that's going to be released tomorrow to be coming out in November this year. As I said before, I don't really make these videos a lot, but this is something that I'm genuinely excited for and I wanted to share my thoughts and opinions with you guys. So if you want to know what I think, then keep on watching. Now I'm sure you guys will all agree that the animated shorts, much like every release of a new hero, has been something that the fans have really looked forward to every year. And I really do think that it's something that Blizzard should be really proud of. I don't think any other game has really done it as successfully as them. I think each short really does sort of enrich the lore of the hero or whatever characters in them in the game, and it just really brings together a sense of community, and it really brings the fans together. So I'm definitely excited for this next one.
Such a sweet, foolish girl.
On top of that, I think the fans really appreciate how much effort Blizzard goes to when it comes to these shorts. You know, they spend the money, they really put in the budget, the time, the effort into making sure that all the detail is there, the story writing is great, you know, the audio is always amazing in these shorts, and the fact that it's free, that we can watch it for free, is really something that I think we shouldn't take for granted. I don't think any other game offers this, and it's probably like part of the reason why Overwatch is still so special to me. So before I talk about the new short and which hero it might be based on, let's talk about what our favorite shorts to date have been. So for me personally, I've always been more drawn to characters that aren't necessarily as connected to the rest of the world, where the backstory might be a little sad, lonely, and a bit melodramatic. So my favorite shorts personally have been Bastion's one, May's, as well as Reinhardt's. And I don't know why I feel this way, and please tell me if you guys agree or not, but I feel like the pinnacle moment, the most memorable moment out of all these animated shorts to date, is that moment when Bastion was awoken by Ganymede and he noticed, or he or she, well I'm not assuming Bastion gender, don't come for me now, when Bastion noticed all the natural beauty around them. I don't know what pronoun to use. It's just that when I think of Blizzard's animated films, I just keep thinking back to that scene and how beautiful the scenery was, and it just struck the chord with me. I don't know, maybe it's different for you guys. Tell me what the most memorable moment for you out of all these animated shorts has been. But anyways, this brings us to the next short, which is going to be released tomorrow. So right now it's Tuesday night in Australia, and it's going to be released around Wednesday for the people in the States. So I'm assuming another 24 hours or something like that. Look, I don't know. Anyways, a lot has happened since the last animated short, which was for Reinhardt. You know, we've had the release of 3 new heroes. We've had Moira, Brigitte, as well as Hammond. Nobody calls him Wrecking Ball, okay? And on top of that, there's been a lot of legacy heroes, and I'm just going to call them legacy heroes, basically the heroes that were there at the start of the game's launch, who haven't received any sort of short or film or anything like that. So the options for Blizzard for this next film, I think, are quite vast, and they really could go anywhere with this film. Now, before I continue, let me preface this by saying that I'm not an expert, okay, with Overwatch lore. I'm not completely up to date. I know the basic background of the heroes, and that's pretty much it. So don't clock me on the fact that if I get any of the details wrong or anything, that's just what I know about the heroes. And yeah, I'm not a database of Overwatch origin stories, so don't try me. Anyways, so who do I think the next short is going to be about? Well, I think there are three obvious choices. Okay, so firstly, obviously Hammond was just released last month, and I think Blizzard, he could be a very good choice for the next short, you know, given his story of how he was originally an experiment, his intelligence grew, and then he escaped the moon and landed in Junkertown in Australia, and his adventures there, which could be a great segue to introducing us to the Junker Queen, which I think is going to be the next hero. Okay, so bookmark me on that. The Junker Queen is coming. So the next option, and one that I'm very interested in, is an animated short that explains Moira as well as Mercy's backstories and the juxtaposition between the two heroes. So just on top of that, I feel like Moira lately has really sort of taken a backseat and hasn't really received as much attention that I think she should. She hasn't really gotten many new skins, she's not great in competitive or in general, and she's just pretty much forgotten like as a secondary healer. So I think it'll be great to reintroduce her and sort of on top of that bring some buffs to her as well. I really do think it'll make for an amazing and interesting animated short if Blizzard can somehow explain the backstory and motivations between Moira and Mercy and somehow link them together in an encounter that sort of forces both of their ideals to clash. So obviously Mercy is someone who helps people through her kindness, she's very benevolent, she believes in the greater good in everybody, whereas Moira takes a more pessimistic view of the world. She believes that science is the answer to everything, and the fact that she was shunned for her work has forced her to take a more sinister side, which is why she has joined Talon. But anyway, that's an idea that I think Blizzard should really dive into, even if it's not in this short, but sometime in the future. Okay, so the last option is for arguably one of Overwatch's most popular characters. Think about fan art, fan fiction, cosplay, merchandise, she's got it. And no, it's not Mercy, but I'm talking about D.Va. Now, since launch, D.Va hasn't really gotten that much attention, but she's still been insanely popular. So it's kind of long overdue now that Blizzard gives some attention and love back to D.Va fans, and I think that it's a great opportunity given the massive K-pop hype right now. Think about Luna and all those groups that are releasing new music to capitalize on that interest and sort of make a short when they can. In saying that, I do think if they make a short on D.Va that it's going to be cutesy and comedic rather than being, you know, emotional and sad, because I think her story is a little bit ridiculous in the sense that she's a pro gamer turned into a war machine who streams her battles to millions of fans around the world and turns into a global icon or some shit like that. So it's a bit ludicrous and quite hilarious at the same time, which is nice because it's something that we haven't really seen in a while, I think, in these shorts, so that'll be fun to watch. And just as another clue, and I don't know if this has any relevance, but the poster for the Blizzard Gamescom, which is where Blizzard is going to reveal this short, has a character from each of its major franchise representing their respective game, and for Overwatch it's D.Va on the poster, so I don't know, maybe this is a hint that the short is going to be about her. I don't know, I guess we'll find out. So yeah, those are the options that I think Blizzard will go for, but who knows, maybe they'll pull a hat out of the bag and they'll go for something completely out of left field and make a short for Zenyatta or something, I don't know. I also think it would be so sick if Symmetra and Lucio got an animated short, even though I don't think it's going to happen this time around. I just think that their backstories are a lot more interesting and you can do a lot more with their lore compared to some of the other more like pedestrian sort of characters. So obviously Symmetra isn't an inherently evil person, but the corporation that she works for, Vishkar, has very questionable methods, and obviously Lucio is trying to protect his hometown of Rio, which has been affected by Vishkar and their methods. And so yeah, that's an interesting dynamic that I hope to see play out in some sort of film or something further down the track. I don't know. Anyway guys, that's a wrap on this video. I hope you're all as excited as I am. I'm definitely anticipating what comes out of Gamescom, and of course let me know down below, what do you guys think Blizzard is up to? Who is the next short going to be for? And of course, what has been your favorite short to date? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.